Alright, ooh, I got 50 minutes. I gotta probably either put some up or erase a lot of, because I made a lot of shit. Probably erase a lot of it. But whatever. Um, no, I didn't have any alcohol yesterday. I'm on my transition period. But like last night and this morning, I had all this fucking jaw pain. And I'm a little bitch, so, I'm gonna cut down. As you can see, I'm drinking right now. I'm gonna cut down rather than go cold turkey. Um, my friend, she gave me after I got out of fucking rehab. After I got out of rehab, I had a lot of gum and jaw pain because my teeth are all fucked up. But no, like she gave me some of that stuff, and I was like amazed. It was just like an anti-inflammatory. I don't know what it is, but like all my pain went away. It was nice. No, it can cause liver problems, and there's so many things attacking my liver right now. Oh my god. My poor liver. Food mainly. uh, but I'm a fat man in a skinny man's body. But no, like I don't know. Recently, I've been really meditating on this. I don't know where this prophecy comes from. I like to learn prophecy, and um, um, but it says that this so-called Antichrist of the future. Like, I don't think the Antichrist is coming until either 3,300 or 3,600. So we've got a time. The Antichrist isn't coming till after the 1,000 years, right? So, anyways, and he's the end of our current age that we're living in, and a new age of man will begin. Not the end of time or the end of the world, but that's the world and time will have no more power, right? Like it does nowadays. Time and the world dictate everything, right? Anyways, I've been meditating. There's this prophecy that says that the Antichrist will discover the source of evil, right? And it's like one day I like understood what that meant. I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. It's like I discovered the source of not evil, maybe sadness. I don't know, but like I understood what it meant. I was like, oh my god, and like what it meant, what it meant. But anyways, so anyways, it's like I always sought out wisdom when I was a kid, and like I saw this huge dichotomy, you could say. I saw this huge dichotomy, you could say, between the superficial and the real, right? And I never ever heard anybody ever really discuss it, It was just like weird. It was just like, because it's like this is a major thing within the human experience that nobody ever discusses. I mean, the psychologists come close when they talk about the ego, right? It's like, oh, I love hearing about the ego, because they have there's a lot of good things to say. Um, I was homeless one time. I was homeless one time, and homeless in Albuquerque. I was writing stories, I wasn't doing math. I've never actually done math or fentanyl. Like when I first got in the streets, I talked to this guy, and he says that he used to like to write before he did fentanyl or meth, or I don't know which one it was. But he says when he's on it, he can't be creative. And I'm like, oh my God, like I'm trying to be creative right now because I'm trying to create stories. And so I'm like, ew, I don't want anything part of a drug that's going to kill my creativity. But he couldn't write, I'm like, ew. So I don't think I'd ever try it, I've tried acid before and mushrooms, and they're an experience, but they're more natural, made by God. Anyways, I'm rambling right now. So I was homeless one time, and I was homeless in Albuquerque. But I decided to be, I decided to get on the train and head up to Santa Fe. So I was homeless in Santa Fe for a few weeks at a couple different points. But I got off the train in Santa Fe, and boom, everybody dispersed, and it was just me. And I was just sitting there. I was just looking at my phone, figuring out where I was going to go. I don't know. And there was this girl there. She was looked like she had probably just gotten out of high school. I don't know. She was a young girl, and when I was homeless, I'd talk to anybody who wanted to talk to me. Whether they were young or old or male or female, and I if they wanted to talk to me, I'd go up and talk to them. So didn't talk to a whole lot of people, but some people I had a lot of good times with. But anyways, so she's just standing there. Everybody else had dispersed, and I'm just sitting there at this train/bus station in Santa Fe, and I start talking. This girl's there, and I start talking to her, blah blah blah, and we start talking, and she finds out I'm a writer. I'm writing stories, and she starts telling me about this one time, and I've talked about it in some videos before, but I don't know, it's just so sad about the reality of our world. It's like, ugh. But she was talking to me about this one time where she sat down and she started to draw. And she was just, it sounded like, that's her natural talent. Like, I've tried to draw before. I have, and I put effort into it, but I was drawing angel's wings one time, and I was drawing loop, 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 and I was just getting fucking bored as shit, and but I'm jealous of drawers, because they damn, I love their work, But she was drawing, she was sitting there, she was drawing, and she was feeling guilty that she wasn't doing anything industrious or productive. And it's like, I've seen that, not just in her, but I've seen that I've lived in America, and I've seen that in so many fucking people. We have this horrible, evil legacy of British industriousness, and if you're not doing anything that will make money, then you are being useless and lazy. And she felt that guilt, and that guilt was destroying her art. You know, and it's like, no, 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 no. Like, not too recently before this, I was on the intersection of Coors and St. Joseph, which I never got a whole lot of money there because the Catholic priest there told his parishioners not to give money to homeless people. And I talked to him before, and he was a real fucking asshole. Because he pulled up and, fuck you, whatever. But the Protestant guy was nice to me, and there's a Protestant church there too. But anyways, I went into the Starbucks, and you had all these people working in the Starbucks, and they were working their asses off, right? And there was this one car salesman there, and he wasn't getting his order on time, nor did he get it right, I think. So he was bitching and moaning about all of these fucking Starbucks workers, and I wanted to punch him in his fucking face, but he was statusing himself. He was fucking statusing himself like, ooh, he's rich and he's important. You know, and I was just like, oh, you know, that you fucking bitch, they're working their asses off. You know, and you're complaining like a little fucking bitch against these guys. You know, and it was just like, you know. And so I told this little girl, it's like, if an angel ever looks upon you, they are going to admire the time that you spent where you were feeling guilty and lazy for not being industrious. They're going to admire that time more than they admire this asshole making all this money, who has no fucking love in his heart. He's a fucking bitch. But he has status. He's got the righteousness on his side. He's useful in society. You know? Spending your time drawing and it's not going to make any money? Oh, that's useless. It's not industrious. Like shit, I'm not being industrious right now. Although I am, because I do create stories that I think people might like. You know, that could make some money. I don't know, maybe not. But right now I'm just a drunk talking. You know, my mom, she is a white redhead. She's a fucking total white redhead. Now, she has Irish, Scottish, English, Welsh, German ancestry. My dad, he's dark-skinned. Now, he has, I guess, Sicilian, maybe? Apache, Spanish, I think Pueblo, and many others. And he's got a German woman. This Spanish guy. He was a white Spanish guy. He married, I think it was a Pueblo woman, right? But he married this Native American woman, and he apparently had 2 siblings. I think a brother and a sister. And all 3 of them were Spanish. They were white Spanish, and all 3 of them were going to inherit a chest. It was a small chest, not like one of these large chests, but they were going to inherit a chest of gold, each one of them. And But he married outside of the white race. He married outside of the proper, like I learned like the Mexicans used to have like all these, like they used to have a caste system basically. It was like, ew, disgusting. But they used to have this caste system, and it was like he married a lower caste woman, and so they disinherited him for marrying this lower caste woman. Now she was by her tribe, right? We talk about these Native Americans, and I'm Native American too, but we talk about these Native Americans. But she was erased from existence by her tribe. They erased. Now it's the same thing. He was erased from existence by his family, and she was erased from existence by her family, and they did it for love. So my dad's mixed, but he's dark skinned, and I have a lot of him in me, and I see it. I definitely see it. But damn, you know what? Those Irish, they talk fucking too much, man. They talk too much. Right, and if you ever meet me, I'll most likely listen more than I talk. But no, they fucking talk too much. When I get this in me, my Irish comes out in me, I guess. But no, and it always fascinated me. It's like like me, I've got a lot of confidence within me, and yet I don't have a cent to my fucking name. I'm trying to save up more because I might actually get kicked out of here soon. I don't know. Like I'm like I didn't drink yesterday. I'm getting close to making my stuff, and like the closer I get to making my stuff, it's like all this evil shit's happening to me, and it's like stop. Like I just want to be happy. But I don't know. It's like I've been doing my thing, and I'm gonna keep doing my thing. I'm gonna transition though. I'm gonna try to, instead of create within my head, I'm gonna try to create on a computer. You know, it's gonna be difficult because I'm more imaginative, so it's a lot of technical science, mathematics shit that I'll have to go through, which is great because I've always tried to strengthen the weak side of my mind. Um, but if I don't succeed, then I'll just move on with my life. Um, I mean, because I've already succeeded, you know? Like, when I was a teenager, I really tried to write stories. But I'd sit down in front of a page and I'd blank. I'd blank. Like usually when I sit down in front of a page, it's like I get sexually excited and I can't fucking shut up. I'm just like blah 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 blah. But I tried to write because like I wasn't trying to write stories before that, but like I would write and be like blah 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 blah. But I tried to write stories when I was a teenager and I failed. But I moved on with my life. I moved on and whatever. But then I became homeless and I was on the streets for different reasons. But I started writing stories when I was on the streets, and I was like, fuck yeah. This is my childhood dream coming true. And it's been fun. No, it's been really fun. Um, I mean, like, look around the world. Like, God is a worker. He's a producer. He works and he produces. And that's what I've done. I haven't made any money from it, but who cares? I've created stories in my head that I've enjoyed. And, Like the superficial, that's something, huh? The fake, the false, it's a beautiful look upon the face. That's what it is. It's a false I love you. It's thinking more than you actually are, right? Because right now I think I am. Not because anybody out there thinks I am. I don't give a damn. But I've sought out wisdom, and I've tried to create stories, and I've succeeded in creating these stories. And they might not be great. I don't know. I like them. I do. But it's it's all about feeling that value from within. It's like so many people can just talk shit about you and talk shit and talk shit, talk shit and talk more shit, but who the fuck cares about the haters? You know, that's what the superficial care about. They care about the appearance. They care about what everybody else thinks. True value is in being at peace within yourself. That's the gold. Peace within yourself. That's the true gold. And the superficial, and that's gold that can't be calculated, but the superficial, they calculate their gold.